Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I am based out of Arlington, Virginia, which is near Washington, D.C., but our clients are all over the United States and we help them with all sorts of immigration issues. So today we're streaming live on both TikTok and on Facebook. So feel free to log on to either platform, share with whoever you wish to share with that might have immigration questions, that might find immigration advice to be helpful. And I'm here to answer your questions. This is a great opportunity for you to ask that one-off immigration question that you were hoping to talk to with a lawyer. So go ahead and put your question in and I will address it. But before we get to that, we have a lot of folks joining here. Hi, Jaylon. Nice to see you. Hi, Calvin. Um, before we get into that, I want to address our question of the day. So this is what we start off with. If you've never joined us before, we start off with a question for the day that comes up in our practice. And we think is helpful to our clients, but also people that may be in similar situations as our clients, to know that there is hope, that there is help available. So the question today is, are you staying in a bad marriage in order to get a green card? Are you staying in an abusive relationship in order to get a green card, right? This happens very often. People get married for love and they intend fully to have a life with this person, to build a life with this person. And then they notice as things progress, as time progresses, that the person they're married to is not who they believe they are. So there are two types of options available for people that are kind of in this situation, right? So one of them is you're in this marriage, and if the person is a US citizen or a green card holder, you have a few more options available to you. So if you are out of status, let's say you entered illegally, and then you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder, you have options. You don't have to stay in an abusive relationship or a bad marriage just because of a green card. This is why. So there are green card options available for victims of abuse. And this is not only physical abuse, it can be emotional abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, right? So it can be so many different types of things. If you are experiencing this in your marriage, you can apply for a work permit for travel authorization to allow you to leave and come back to the US, and also for a green card. Everyone's situation is different. And you should definitely talk to an immigration lawyer about your specific situation because it may be slightly different. It may not qualify for example, you might be able to get a work permit, but I would maybe recommend that you don't travel out. But I would say if you are married to a US citizen or a green card holder and you are in this abusive relationship, you can move forward most likely with a green card on your own. All right. And you do not have to leave the United States for this process. Everything happens in the United States. And you would get a work permit in about 6 to 8 months after you apply. You would get a green card in 2 to 2.5 years. And also, you would be getting travel authorization while your green card is pending. So if you've been in the US for a long time, if you've lost your status or you've entered illegally, this is a great option for you to give you hope. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be abused by your U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse. You do have hope to kind of move forward on your own without them. Another question that comes up pretty often for people in this situation is, let's say, and I've talked to several people this week even that have this scenario. So this is a scenario that I'm talking about here. So the scenario is that they are with their spouse, who's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, right? And that spouse is abusive, and then the spouse has left. Somehow the spouse now has disappeared. They don't know where they are, or the spouse has moved out of the house, right? And so they don't know if they qualify to apply on their own for a green card. So you could be separated, but if your relationship has been abusive, you can still qualify to apply. And the interesting thing about this is you don't need your spouse's permission. They don't necessarily even know unless you tell them or someone you know tells them. The spouse is not involved in applying for this green card process. You do it on your own. So if you're a victim of abuse, You can even get divorced. You can separate. You can move out, as long as we apply within 2 years of the divorce. Okay, so as long as we apply within 2 years of the divorce. So, no, if you do not have to stay in an abusive relationship in order to receive a green card, because you might be eligible to apply on your own. So I would say give us a call for a consultation if you think that this might be something that you or someone you know would benefit from. Okay, our phone number is 703-348-1663, and we are open right now if you would like to call us today for a consultation. 703-348-1663. Say hi to Ara. Ara is handling our calls right now. And she's a wonderful and sweet person, and she will definitely help you schedule some time with me for a consultation. All right, great. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Shelly. Nice to see you. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining me, everyone. Let me get into some of the other questions that come up in our practice. Okay. All right. So sometimes the abusive relationship. Corey says, thanks for the amazing information. You're welcome, Corey. If you have immigration questions, again, guys, go ahead and put them in. Let me tell you sort of how our practice works, how I provide advice. So here's a way for me to provide advice. Free advice, right? Free legal advice for people that might be in difficult situations, to give you hope, to give you information on the fact that just there is an option to move forward, right? There is an option to move forward if you are in a difficult situation. So this is your opportunity to ask me really anything related to immigration. Our firm handles all types of immigration cases. We help people like this, victims of abuse. We help people who are victims of crime apply for a visa for permission to remain in the United States. And we help people that have been trafficked. So these are all different humanitarian types of cases. We also do business immigration, which is totally different, right, from this. So if you are on an H-1B, for example, and you lost your job and you're trying to look for options on how you can stay in the U.S., that we advise on that. We help employers sponsor individuals as well. So we handle employment-based immigration. We help investors come and invest into the U.S. economy, create jobs, and then they qualify for green cards. There's also a temporary visa that's similar. So investment-based, employment-based immigration. We also advise on what I just talked about, humanitarian cases. And of course, like most firms, we handle family-based immigration as well. So if you want to sponsor your fiance or your spouse, who's living abroad, you can definitely do that as well. All right, give us a call, 703-348-1663. So let me, another question that comes up with many of our clients is, I'm not located in the DC area. Can you still help me? I'm not located in the DC area. Can you still help me? So immigration is a federal practice. All right, so immigration is a federal practice. So that means that we can help you no matter where you are located. We can help you no matter where you are located. You can be located in Zimbabwe. We can still help you. We only practice U.S. immigration law. All right, we only practice U.S. immigration law, and the way we do it, we do our consultations by Zoom or by phone. And our clients, sometimes even the ones that are even located right here in my city, they also decide that Zoom is better for them. Obviously, with the pandemic, some people feel that it's safer, which it is, or by phone. So Zoom or by phone. And in Zoom, what we do is we have a conversation like this. So if you like having a conversation like this, we definitely, go through. I show you documents. I show you documents on my screen. Many people have used Zoom for the first time when they're talking to me, so they're setting it up and getting familiar. Hi, how are you? Hi, DFW. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. But many people do it by Zoom. They have to download the app before they call us, right? Or before the consultation. We can walk you through how to do that if you're not familiar with that. DFW attorney, yes, I will get to your question in just a second. Thank you so much for joining me. Great. So we show our documents on Zoom. What we do is we walk you through the process. We give you our different payment options. So everything can be done virtually. So you do not really physically need to be in the office with me, but I am back in the office. Our office is open, so if you want to come in, we're in Arlington, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. But more than that, many of our clients choose to talk to me by phone. And what we do then is we either email documents or we describe the documents to you. But don't worry, the important thing is you get all the information. So that's what we do. We give you information so you can make the best decision for you. You can move forward with your life. You can apply for that work permit. You can apply for that green card. And we're here to support you in any way that we can. Okay, if you want to call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney if you're just joining me. DFW divorce attorney says, hi attorney, do you work with VAWA? Yes, I work with VAWA. And actually that is what I started off talking about today. We were talking about VAWA. So for those of you that don't know, if you're wondering what is VAWA, and many people that work with divorce attorneys all are in a situation where they might qualify for VAWA. So essentially, what it is you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and you're a victim of abuse. So it doesn't have to be physical abuse. This is a misconception, right? It can be emotional abuse, verbal abuse, financial abuse, psychological abuse. And if you're wondering what are these types of things, I can tell you. Some of my clients deal with their spouse, and this is just an example. Everyone's situation might look different. Some of my clients deal with things like their spouse is upset with them and then threatens to deport them. Their spouse demands money from them and says, if you don't give it to me, I'm going to have you deported. They call them names. They smash things on the floor when they're angry. One of my clients was so depressed from the treatment that they were receiving from their spouse that they tried to commit suicide. So these are some of the more severe things, but many things along these lines. Some people just have different situations, right? Sometimes the spouse is unfaithful, and then blames you perhaps for the reason that they're unfaithful. They're putting them down in many different ways and hurting your feelings, or hurting the person who doesn't have status in the U.S., hurting their feelings. So essentially, it's people that are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders that are victims of abuse that qualify for a work permit, for a green card, and for travel authorization. Call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Majawal says, my wife lives in Canada, and my husband applied for an I-130. Now he wants a divorce and withdraws the I-130. Wife came here. Can wife have a tourist visa and she is here now? What can she do? All right. Well, if there is abuse in the relationship, right, I would suggest call us for a consultation so we can see. So if you're here in the U.S. and you are married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or maybe you're divorced, right? Maybe you divorced within 2 years. So the divorce is, fairly recent, within 2 years. You've lived with them at some point. It doesn't have to be forever. If you lived with them for at least a little bit of time, then you might qualify to apply for a green card on your own. So that's okay. If she doesn't have a tourist visa, if she doesn't have any status at all, that's okay. She might still qualify based on a marriage to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or I should say a recent divorce. So again, I would say if the person is already here in the U.S., we would love to chat with them. You can give me a call at 703-348-1663. Omar Khan, can you find me a wife, he says. Guys, this is the best question of the day. No, I'm an immigration lawyer. If you find your own wife and you get married to them out of love in order to start a life with them, I would love to help you with a green card. And it can be no matter where they live, abroad or here in the U.S. If you have a wife and somebody can sponsor a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, I'd be happy to help you with the immigration application, but unfortunately, I'm not a matchmaker. Okay, call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. So someone says, my wife has a tourist visa and she's here now. What can she do? She might be eligible, right? She might be eligible. If her marriage has had some of the troubles that we talked about earlier, if her husband is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, she might be eligible to apply for work authorization, for a green card, for travel authorization. She can come in and out. If they've been divorced less than 2 years, we might still be able to help her. So I would say call us for a consultation so I can talk to you about the nature of the marriage to see if you qualify for this VAWA application, which would mean that you would apply for a green card on your own without your spouse. You would get a work permit and you would get travel authorization, and all this would be done on your own without your spouse. And let's say, let's say she doesn't have a tourist visa. Let's say she entered illegally. Let's say she had a tourist visa and then it expired. All of this doesn't matter for this kind of application. All I need really is for a spouse who is a US citizen or a green card holder who is abusive in the marriage, right? Who is abusive in the marriage. Okay? And that they live together. But clearly, we need to have a consultation to see what you're eligible for, because many times people do not even know. They don't even know that that they're eligible for benefits, for immigration benefits. And how great would it be if the people that are listening to me, if you don't have status in the US, how great and freeing is it to have work authorization? How great would it be to have a social security number, right? So call us for a consultation so you can start building your life, changing your own life, and also for your future generations. Okay? Call us 703-348-1663. Gary says, hi, Gary. Thank you for joining. Hi, Carrie. Nice to see you. Great, everyone. Well, thank you so much. It is wonderful to start my Thursday off with you guys, and I'm excited for you for the weekend to come. But if we have time available today and tomorrow for a consultation, and I would love to chat with you more. We're doing them by Zoom or by phone, and we handle all types of immigration cases. My name again, if you join me later. Hi, Rahul. Nice to see you. DFW says, great info. Thank you, attorney. You're welcome. I really am really trying to inform people on different options that are available to them to really to give you hope and to better your own life. Okay, call us if we can help. We handle all types of immigration questions, all types of immigration cases, and I will see you again very soon. If you want to reach me, I am at 703-348-1663. Thank you. Bye, everyone.